the theory. Last Thursday, what we completed in hybridization, I think sp2 hybridization we finished.
Yes, ma'am. We took BeCl2 as an example and we did sp hybridization.
Yeah. So sp is completed, right, Abel?
Yes, ma'am. Till BeCl2 that example we did. After that,
Okay. Yeah. Next is that means that was coming under sp hybridization. We were in hybridization. What is hybridization? Yes, Hitesh. What is hybridization, Hitesh? Hitesh, you are there? Muzmil?
Ma'am, many people didn't join yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Even those are joined also in my list is not responding. Anyway, those will be marked absent because period wise we are marking the attendance.
Ma'am, he replied in the chat.
So mic is not working, Hitesh. Okay, no problem. Yes, Sanfo, can you help us in hybridization? Like explaining what it is?
Yes, ma'am. Hybridization is like a process where the orbitals are mixed up, and those orbitals are they should be of very close energy. For example, like 2s and 2p.
Yeah, that means it's mixing up of atomic orbitals so as to give atomic orbitals with equal energy and shape. And as you said, those who are undergoing hybridization should have almost equal energy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then we discuss about different features of hybridization. That means it should be equal number of atomic orbitals are formed after mixing up. So if two orbitals are mixing up, after mixing up, you will get two. Like that, how many are mixing up? Equal number you will get. And they are more stable. Like what you can say is like the hybridization. After hybridization, their energy and shape will be equal. And they are more effective in forming chemical bonding, and hybridization will give you the hint of its shape or geometry of the molecule. And then also we discuss about different conditions for hybridization. Then we started the first type of hybridization, that is sp hybridization, and we took example of BeCl2 and we explained the hybridization. Okay, now moving to second hybridization, that is sp2 hybridization. From the name itself is now clear. It is 1s and 2p orbitals joins to form 3sp2 hybridized orbital. So 1s and 2p orbitals are mixing up. So total you will get 3sp2 hybridized orbital, and the geometry, or you can the shape of the molecule will be trigonal planar. sp2 hybridization means the expected geometry is trigonal planar. Like that, from the hybridization itself, you can find the geometry or predict the shape of the molecule. So that is another advantage of hybridization. This theory helps you to not only explaining how the bonds are formed, how the energy mixing up taking place, it also explains the shape part or the geometry part of the bond formation or the molecule. So in order to explain sp2 hybridization, let's discuss with taking example of BF3. Okay. So what are the steps to do the hybridization? Find the hybridization. How we can do it for BF3?
We have to write the boxes for the electronic configuration of.
That means box model. It is known as box model or box model of electronic configuration, right? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the central atom? It's only done for central atom. That is the point. Hybridization only happens to the central atom. So here you have boron, you have fluorine, right? But the changes is happening to the boron because that is the center. So
Ma'am, your voice is unclear.
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
it's not presenting. Just a minute. I hope it's clear now, the screen. It's presenting, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's take example of BF3, right? The central element. What is the electronic configuration? It's
Ma'am, your voice is low.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's okay.
Okay. So what is the electronic configuration of boron? The ground state. Ground.
No, ma'am, it's not clear.
It's keep on
Yeah.
changing.
It's fluctuating.
Okay. I'll try to repeat as much as I possible for me, and just let me know like if it's really bad and you can't understand. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. What will be the electronic configuration, the ground level for boron?
1:2, 2:3, 3p1.
1s2, 2s2, 2p1, right? Because it's the fifth element. So 1s2, 2s2, and 2p1. That is the ground state. Now, if you look at the BF3 molecule, you can see boron has to make how many bonds? How many bonds are made in BF3?
Ma'am, three bonds.
3 bonds. So we know that in order to make a bond, it should be a half-filled orbital. Half-filled orbital means unpaired electron, that is with one electron, has to overlap with another atomic orbital with one electron, so that after overlapping of atomic orbital, you are getting shared pair of electron, a pair of electron. So if it's already paired before overlapping, then that pairing or overlapping won't be effective in making the chemical bond. That means you need 3 half-filled orbitals. You need 3 half-filled orbitals, right? Because it's making 3 BF
Ma'am,
bonds.
your voice is too low. Can you repeat?
Yeah. From the molecule, you can find out that there are 3 BF bonds are formed. 3 BF covalent bond. Single covalent bonds are formed between boron and fluorine. So boron should have 3 unpaired electrons to accommodate or to share with the fluorine, right? But how many it has got? Because oneness, it's in the inner shell, it cannot undergo any change. So we don't have to look into 1s2 electron. So only the outermost electron or the outermost electron in the outermost shell, valence shell, will be responsible. So 1s2 electron, no change or nothing can be happen. So you have 2s2 electron, which is a paired electron, 2 electron. And in the 2p level, you have just 1 electron. But what is the requirement to make a BF3 molecule? You need 3 unpaired electrons. But in the ground state, that is the normal energy level of boron, you have a pair of electron and a one half-filled or unpaired electron. So in order to meet the requirement, the boron electron will undergo excited state.
Ma'am, your voice is too low. Can you repeat?
Yeah, that means you need 3 unpaired electrons 3 unpaired electrons are required for making bonds. So for the 3 unpaired electron, you need to do one excitation of the electron. That means this particular electron has to be excited, because then only you will get 3 unpaired electrons. So after that change, what will happen? 1, 2 electron, that is without any change, will be there. Then you have your 2s with 1 electron now, and 2p has got now 2 electrons. This is the excited state. So excited state, it's not a mandate requirement for hybridization, but in most of the cases, you will see excitation taking place because it is in order to meet the requirement. Because in BF3 molecule, boron has to make 3 bonds with fluorine. In order to make 3 bonds, there should be 3 unpaired electrons. But in the ground state, there was only 1 unpaired electron. The other one was already paired. So that paired electron cannot involve in bonding. That is the reason why they're undergoing unpairing, or it's known as excitation. Why it is called excitation? Because 2s energy is low and 2p energy is more. S orbital has got lower energy compared to p. So from a lower energy, electron is moving to the atomic orbital with higher energy, comparatively higher energy. There is not much different, but still 2p orbitals are more energetic than that of S. So that kind of movement of electron is known as excitation. So in the excited state, boron shifting one of the electron from a paired state of 2s atomic orbital to the 2p. So now we have met the requirement. You have 3 unpaired electrons, 1 unpaired electron in 2s and 2 unpaired electrons in 2p atomic orbital. Now what is the next requirement? What will be the next step?
Hybridize intermixing of 2s and 2p orbital.
Yeah, because 2s is again, these 3 unpaired electrons are not equivalent, because 2s is low in energy compared to 2 unpaired electrons of 2p. So before making the bonds with fluorine, these 3 unpaired electron has to come to a common or this equal energy level or energy state. That is the reason why this S and 2p will undergo hybridization sp2. That means after the excitation, they mix up together, forming hybridization. And you will get your, after hybridization, oneness electron.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Oneness electron without any changes because they are in the initial. And now you have 3 orbital with 1 electron each, that is sp2 hybridized, and you have your 1p left, 2p. That is not undergoing hybridization because that was taken and was not involved in hybridization. So this will be the arrangement before making bonds with fluorine. There will be 3 sp2 hybridized, that means 3 unpaired electron with equal energy after the hybridization.
All right, ma'am.
Okay, so this is how it will look like. So the leftover p, this p without any electron and without any requirement will remain as p only without any changes. Only those 2 p orbital which is involved in hybridization will mix up with S and forming sp2. The other one will remain as p with the same energy. Whatever energy was there before, like that it will exist. Only those 2 p orbital mix up with S and forms sp2 hybridization. So sp2 orbital, sp2 hybridized orbital, what will be the percentage character for S and P?
Is it like 33% S?
Yeah, almost 33% of S character and How much? Around 66% P character, because 2P and 1S. So S character will be almost 33% and P character will be around 66%. It will be 33.3 and 66.6 if you take it in exactly like. So this is how this is the simplest way to show the hybridization, to find the hybridization in any example. Write down the ground state, look into their requirement. If they don't met the equal number of unpaired electron, then you have to do excitation. If an atom has already have enough number of unpaired electron already in the ground state, then excitation is not required. That is why in the statement of hybridization, we said that excitation is not a mandate requirement. It can happen or it may not happen before hybridization. That is depends on the type of bonding and number of bonding it is making. After excitation, then they will undergo hybridization, and from the geometry, the hybridization, you can predict the geometry. sp2 hybridization, the geometry is trigonal planar. In VSEPR, we already discussed about VF3. It's a trigonal planar, but now using hybridization method, you can also say that sp2 hybridization, trigonal planar. Because VSEPR was an entirely different theory and sp2 hybridization is a different theory. Any doubt in this one?
No, ma'am.
Okay, because next one onwards, you people are going to do. This is how they're just showing how the hybridization sp2 orbital. Then after hybridization, it gets mixed up overlapping with fluorine to make bonds. If you look into this particular diagram, you can see. After the sp2 hybridization, that sp2 hybridized orbital is actually overlapping with orbital of fluorine to form bonds.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, the three orbitals together, are they called sp2 or each individual one is an sp2 orbital?
Each individual one is sp2 hybridized because their energy is now mixed up energy. The shape is also a mixed up. So example F was like this. For example, you got one P and another P like this. So the shape of the molecule will be somewhat a mix up of all these three things. It will have 33% of S character and 66% of P character. Like one lob with somewhat spherical in shape with another P like this. Somewhat all the three will look identical, but their shape will not be completely like a S or not completely like a P. Somewhat mixing up with 33% of S character and 66% P character. Anyway, after I'll share this note so you can go through these diagrams and all in detail, but it's not required. This kind of representation and all is not required for the exam. It's just for the understanding. And it's explained, what we have explained just now is written in this notes also. So you can refer that later. How the hybridization is taking place.
Can you upload these notes later?
Yeah, I will do it. I'm just waiting this portion because topic by topic I'm uploading now. So I'll do that. Next one is sp3. sp3 hybridization mean it will be 1s and 3p atomic orbitals. So together 4. So together 4 mean it will be 25% S character and 75% P character because it is 1s and 3 P's forming sp3. So total 4 atomic hybrid orbitals will be there, and the arrangement is tetrahedral. If hybridization coming as sp3, then the arrangement of the molecule will be tetrahedral. So let's try to do it with the example of CH4. So take an example of methane and Show me how you're getting the hybridization as sp3. Just try to do it in your notebook. CH4, where carbon is the central atom. If it is the central atom, only those atoms will undergo arrangement. Hydrogen, no need to undergo any hybridization. So only central atom, the atomic orbital will undergo hybridization. So carbon is the central and it is the sixth element. So you can write the electronic configuration in the ground state, then look for the requirement, whether excitation is required or not.
Ma'am, what are we supposed to do?
You have to take CH4 molecule and explain hybridization in methane CH4. Like how we did in the for BF3 and BeCl2. Similarly, for CH4, how you will explain its geometry using hybridization. See here in this diagram, the box model of atomic orbital is shown vertically because 1s in low, 2s, 2p. But in the other example, I was showing linearly, like in this way, 1s, 2s. The energy was from left to the right. Here it's from low to the bottom, like bottom to the top, energy increase. So it's up to you how you want to show. Whichever way you want to. Yeah, yes.
Ma'am, I have sent it in the chats.
Okay, let me see. Let me check. Yeah, you will get sp3 hybridization. Correct. Correct. I hope you all got it. Hope you can see what he has. I hope others also got it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
It will be sp3 hybridized. You can see 1s and 3p orbitals, and finally the sp3 hybridized orbital will have somewhat a geometry which is not completely SOP, a mixing up of those. But here it will be more of p character because you have 3 p orbital and only 1 s. So 25% only s character, 75% will be p character. And after the sp3 hybridized orbitals, they mix up with, overlap with hydrogen and forming methane molecule. Now the question will come for NH3 ammonia and for H2O, the arrangement is tetrahedral. The geometry is tetrahedral geometry. So how you gonna explain the formation of NH3 molecule or the distortion in the shape form a pyramidal shape using hybridization? How you can explain the same thing?
Because I have a doubt.
Yes.
Ma'am, in the second picture, one end of the lobe is smaller than the other end. Right?
This one, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, one end is smaller than the other end. Is there a reason?
Yeah. See, that was the shape of a p orbital. A p orbital was like this. Example. P orbital say was this. But after mixing up with S, the improvised sp2 or sp3 hybridized orbital, the one lobe can have little bit more bigger than the other because that is s orbital is spherical. So some kind of a sphere kind of shape is mixed up with the lobe shape.
Oh, got it. Okay.
That's the reason why one lobe is in the other example also sp2 or this one also one lobe is shown as a more bigger compared to the other one because that is the area where S shape has been mixed up. So it's a kind of a mixed up shape, sp3. Okay, so now here in the same example, we need to discuss about ammonia and H2 also. Because in CH4, just now what we have done, in methane molecule, carbon is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2, that is the ground state. And in the excited state, it will form 1s2, 2s1, and 2p3. That means it will look like 3 unpaired electrons in the p orbital. So the hybridization is sp3. But for ammonia and for H2O, they also got the same hybridization sp3. So how from the hybridization, how you are explaining its shape of the molecule? So
I mean, NH3, no hybridization happens. I mean, no excitation.
No excitation happens. It's
Yeah,
already
no
in the
excitation.
formation.
Okay, let's see what is happening. Okay, in nitrogen you have 1s2, 2s2, and you have 2p3. If there is no excitation happens, okay, but still the hybridization is same. That's the difference. That's what I told you. Only in certain cases, only excitation is required. In some other cases, excitation is not required. Okay, so here still the hybridization will be sp3, where you have 3 unpaired electron and 1 paired electron. This will remain after hybridization. 4 sp3 hybridized orbitals are formed. Okay, and after this will act as a lone pair, and these 3 can make bonds with hydrogen forming bond pairs. So same hybridization is sp3 only, because we discussed in the main points of hybridization, even paired electron can undergo hybridization. It's not only hybridization should be only with unpaired. Even the paired electron, this 2s and 2p, the 2s2 electron, that paired electron is also undergoing hybridization. So hybridization remains as CH4, the same hybridization sp3. But as you have a paired electron in the sp3 hybridization, that will act as a lone pair, and 3 other half-filled orbital overlap and forms bond pairs. So that is the reason, yeah.
So the geometry is tetrahedral and the shape is pyramid,
Pyramidal.
right?
Because one lob will be like one line can be removed because it's a lone pair. So it will, from tetrahedral arrangement, if you remove that one thing, it will look like a pyramidal shape. So ammonia, it is pyramidal in shape. It will look like this, nitrogen with 3 hydrogen like this. The same way how we did in VSCPR, but here we are not looking into number of bond pairs or lone pairs on the central atom. We are looking for what is the hybridization they are forming. And after the hybridization only, you are getting the shape, geometry or shape of the molecule. Because here one lone pair is present, so it is not, a shape will be not be exactly like a tetrahedral arrangement. It will be lobal shape. Sorry, pyramidal shape. Similarly, you should be able to explain H2O. So can you try it out in H2O? What is happening?
And pH over.
Yeah, just one example that you take it as homework. Please come back with that answer.
Yes,
H2O molecules. Yeah,
excitation
H2O.
as well, right? With 2 lone pairs.
In H2O also there is no excitation, but there will be